My name is Ekene, and I low-key think it's okay to be selfish. Alright, so for the longest time, I thought that being selfish was just sabotaging other people for your own good, for your own success. However you put it. I just thought being selfish just made you a bad person overall. And I didn't really get a full outlook of what being selfish really means. I just thought if you're selfish, you're automatically a bad person because you're putting yourself over other people and practically stepping on other people. But as I grew older, I really had a chance to really think about the two sides of being selfish. How I put it, it's tails and heads. So I'm only 18 years old. I'm going to college in how many days? Like 4 days. It's currently August 18th, 3:57 p.m. as I'm recording this video. And I really had to give it thought that being selfish isn't really that bad. Putting yourself first is also important. And throughout high school, I really didn't really achieve anything. I was only on the basketball team for a little bit, maybe did ASB for a little bit too. And I can't really say I achieved anything. And I don't really mean that in a negative way or a negative manner. I'm an incoming freshman, and I learned that being selfish is how you place yourself and where you want to be to get what you necessarily want, or other people are just going to take the opportunity from you. And I've been in that position where I was thinking about doing something for my own benefit, but it got taken away quickly because they put themselves first and were selfish and wanted it more. I feel like it goes away of having some type of pride. To have pride, yeah, to also be selfish. It's kind of like a balance between the two. So I guess if you have pride, you could be selfish too. That's how I really think of it. There's two sides to being selfish, the bad part and also the good part. And you really get two perspectives on how or what being selfish feels like. My main point is that when time passes, you realize you have to start prioritizing yourself more. And to do that, you have to be selfish. Another outlook to the situation is me. Early in the summer when I had 2 jobs, I was working at a warehouse for minimum wage. That's genuinely terrible. I couldn't do another day at that warehouse job. I'm not gonna lie, but it was good discipline. I was selfish. I wanted money. I low-key worked extra days, worked extra hours so I can stack up money. So I'm not really broke as shit in college. So that meant that a lot of the time I was killing my free time in order to work, which was kind of when I could have really spent my actual time hanging out with my friends, sleeping at home, being lazy, watching Netflix, whatever the case may be. But I always knew that I wanted something for myself later. Honestly, even if you don't know what you want for yourself later, it's good to start from somewhere. And look, everybody, it doesn't mean that you want everybody to fail around you or you're trying to ego everybody. It just means putting yourself first isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's actually the best option for you in certain standpoints. I low-key think one of my greatest examples is moving away from home for college. I can place that really easily into the situation since I'm kind of in that position, but not really since I'm still close to home. I live in LA, so I'm staying fairly pretty close to the area still. And so this doesn't really apply to me actually, but I've seen people move away far away from their parents and they're forced to make decisions for themselves. And you really have to put yourself out there by being selfish. You want it more than other people do. And it's kind of hard to do so if you've never really been in a situation like that since you're 18 in a dorm and alone. And it isn't high school where you're also impressing your friends or your parents, good grades, all that stuff, yada yada, or doing what everybody else is doing in order to fit in. And you're learning to make your own decisions in college, make your own pathway to be successful. And I think being a little selfish could result in many good things, obviously, because that's when you really start to ask yourself what you really want for yourself, who do you want to be, and yeah, many more, kind of, right? Yeah. Since you're by yourself, you're going to really be forced to make those decisions for yourself. It's not going to be anybody making them for you. And honestly, a good thing about being selfish is that you have the choice to either say yes or no. It's kind of like prioritizing yourself first, as I said a million times in this video already, which kind of helps you, or not even kind of, will help you in the long run. But to conclude my video, I say be selfish, strive for greatness. If you're really not selfish, do you really want to succeed? Yeah.